You said you get to go fishing tomorrow. Where are you going to go fishing at?
I can't say.
Oh, I'll get to. Okay, I got you. You're going to go
Yeah.
do some stuff. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new Two Brothers Live Fishing podcast thing. Listen, I've got network issues with Comcast. They're doing some work apparently on the grid. I do have a brand new 3-channel modem, which I'm real happy about. But I've been having some issues lately with a few different times I've tried to go live. So if it starts lagging, it starts freezing, we're going to end this. We'll come back and reschedule. But the first thing, before I even say hi to Jeremy, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the drawing for the 23 amp hour Dakota Lithium battery for everybody who participated in the May Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series. And I said everybody, even I signed up for it because I want a shot at this dang battery. Everybody who plays, you can't win if you don't play. And I wanted to play too. But what I'm going to do is hopefully this works and I'll watch. Of course, I've got it up on my big screen to see if I'm lagging at all. But I'm going to copy the names. There's 47 people who participated, and there will be 47 people that will go into this wheel. So I am going to switch tabs. And Jeremy, if you don't see me copying names, let me know. But I am going to go down and copy and highlight all 47 folks who participated in the May Knucklehead, and then I will paste them in this box. And up here in the top, we see 47 entries. Jeremy, are you seeing the wheel with the names in it?
Yes, sir.
All right. I am going to click to spin. It's a one-time shot. Whoever wins, wins. Oh. Mr. Army Outdoors, Ralph Boyd, Master Sergeant himself, has won the Dakota Lithium 23 amp hour battery. And the great thing is, I don't even have to pay shipping on this because I'm going to be fishing with him here real soon. So excellent, excellent, excellent. That is awesome. Everybody saw the winner. I am closing that tab out. Army Outdoors Master Sergeant, brand new. The cool thing about this is, and I'm going to cover it since we're still live here. I'm gonna crack this box open. Look at this brand new styrofoam. Oh yeah. But this would be great for Ralph because I know he just got a new fish finder, and I don't know how he's got it wired in. But 23 amp hours. It's got its own built-in voltmeter. And it's got 2 USB slots in it too. So that is really, really awesome. So great battery. It's a great new package from Dakota Lithium. Thank you, Dakota Lithium and KBF for sponsoring this battery giveaway for Mr. Army Outdoors himself. Thank you, brother, for your service. A lot of people don't know this weekend he gave up a lot of his time. He didn't even go fishing. They down at Fort Knox were doing a children's fishing clinic, and I think what they have, Jeremy, 200 and some kids show up. 300. Yeah, it was huge. And then he didn't go fishing today because somebody donated a playground or play set to the local VFW for like their backyard area for kids to play in. And man, that is awesome. There
he is actually on the lake right now.
Yeah. So Ralph, just to let you know, you won the 23 amp hour Dakota Lithium battery. That was, and he didn't enter a single fish. He was just participating in the Knucklehead Challenge just to be involved and support Team Gramps. So that's really, really awesome. Ralph, when we hook up and fish at Bluegrass, I will bring your battery with you because shipping lithium batteries sucks. So I'll keep this in the back of my truck and I will hook you up as soon as and appropriately holding up the old Freedom Squad sticker on the Yeti glass full of ice cold water. But Ralph, congratulations again, brother. Thanks for signing up and supporting Team Gramps. That's really awesome. Okay, now we can do a live stream as long as Comcast will let me go. They've been I know they're working out some issues with their grid stuff local to me, but it's very nice. Thank you, everybody, for popping in the live tonight. I guess I closed those screens down too fast because I actually need to go back to Fishing Chaos and go through our results, because this is also a results show. The first thing I wanted to do while we were able to be live before the internet took a dump again was to at least get that drawing out of the way so I knew who the winner was going to be. But let's go ahead and go look at the Knucklehead bass fishing results for May. Now, for those that are new here or aren't familiar with what we're doing with the Knucklehead bass fishing series, kayakbassfishing.com and Fish Ops, the fish operation prevent suicide, the angler veteran side of the Homeland Hero side of kayak bass fishing, started up a new series for newer beginner bank and kayak anglers called the Knucklehead Challenge Series. And it's really very similar to the kayak bass fishing monthly challenges that Jeremy and I and several others participate in. And it's a $15 entry fee. It's 4-month-long tournaments. The winner each month can win a spot on their favorite YouTuber who's participating. I'm one, Chad Hoover, Fluke Master, Larry Melton Jr., Creek Fishing Adventures, Darren Wendell over at Wendell's Fishing, Alex Rudd. We got some MMA guys coming in. Guida is participating. John Cruz, the professional bass angler, is getting in on this. And Mike Iaconelli might be jumping in as well, but I don't know if they ever got that one locked down. But at the end of the seasons, as they go along, each team will consist of, people who win will join their favorite YouTuber. Those who participated and put up 5 fish can also qualify to go down, fish in the Friday fan fish off, form their own team, and kick everybody else's butts and take away the $10,000 prize that comes with the Heroes Cup on Veterans Day weekend down there at the KBF fishing headquarters there in Huntsville, Alabama. And so, man, I already see Sly Fox was saying that Indiana was mean to me today. Not a single bite. Gramps had to come back to Ohio and catch some fish. May was mean to a lot of us, except for that dude right there who consistently caught at least a good fish every week the month of May. Jeremy, I tell you, I went through. We looked at the stats because we like to study these things too. And I'm jumping ahead, so I'm gonna get to the MAYhem here in a bit. But we need to talk about.
Yeah, I'll bring you back to it.
Yeah. I'm sure you will, because man, that was an awesome month. For many of us, it was an awesome month. So I need to go back to and share. Here we go. The results of, okay, I got it pulled up, present, share screen. Come on, come to daddy. Fishing Chaos and share. And we need to look at our winners. Back in April, Mr. John Long won. I have sent an email to Mr. Long to see if he's going to accept the win or not. If he does not, then it rolls down to second, which is, our Greek Hammer down there in Florida. But she can no longer have to worry about taking that second spot because she is the winner with 108. Let's just look at these Mondos that Liz put up down in Florida, 108 inches, 23-inch bass. I mean, just monsters. So, I mean, she was catching some tanks. I mean, I think if Jeremy and I ever see a 23-inch bass around here, there's maybe only 1 or 2 lakes that are capable of it, and they're very, very rare. The biggest bass I saw caught in kayak tournament last year, I think, was 22 inches. And again, I think that one popped up again here too. But Liz kicked butt this month. She wanted revenge for April. And let me say this right out the front. For those of you who are participating in June or July, if you see John and Liz in there, they're in all 4 of these. They did the all 4 so they can participate, and they're supporting Team Gramps. And, they wanted to support the cause. But you'll see them still entering fish. But now that, especially with Liz has already accepted the spot, then, you know, they're just doing it for fun at this point, and maybe even to try to beat their stuff. But, you know, if Liz wins again this month, it'll roll down to the second place or third place if it's John, so forth and so on. So don't think that you're out of it because the two folks that we've had participating down south. I'm sure Jeremy and several others are now happy that Liz is out of the way, so to speak, because I mean, they put up some good fish last month, but you know, those southern hammers down there, they really did their job. So Liz is the first accepted member on Team Gramps, and that's awesome. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if John accepts the spot. But John is, you know, fishing, and he's supporting Knucklehead across the board. He is in mine, in Chad's, in Gene's, several of them, as is Liz, because hey, why not? So it's nice to know that I've got Liz locked in as my first accepted winner. And then from there, we see who the other three are going to be. But I've got Liz, and that feels really good. So I love having a Fishing Fan member that's been a longtime supporter of Team Gramps. You know, just being around and to take that win, that's really awesome. So congrats to her. Let's go back and kind of look through the top 10 and give some shout outs, because this is actually pretty funny. So Liz, you know, in Florida, John Long, who I'm pretty sure is in Virginia or West Virginia. I can't remember. I meant to look that back up, but I know he's somewhere, obviously, where they have big bass since they're smoking them. And then the next three, Antoine Hayes, Sam Murray, and Jeremy Hickman. All three Old Town anglers, all three from here in southern Indiana. So I know all three of these dudes. Obviously, Jeremy was bringing the heat, you know, all month long. And Antoine and Adam Murray are just two. He's got Sam in here, but we know him as Adam. The three of these guys are, you know, three smoking anglers who really did a good job of representing the Hoosier State and finding some of Indiana's biggest bass. Rolling down through the list, you see Levi Bulgren, Alex Sterling, who Jeremy and I met. He streams on Twitch. We met him through OEF 5 with some other friends down at the National Championship last year. Love seeing him participating in this. Came out in the top 7. Michael Minguez from New York, you know, and I didn't realize how many big fish were up there, but I saw the person who came back and won, Darren Wendell's over at Wendell's, you know, fishing, was a Northerner who came back and passed the whole field because old Gramps jumped into Wendell's after we started doing a little smack talking. And I was actually leading that one for a minute or two. And then I got passed at the end. And then like somebody came in with 2 days left and dropped the hammer on all of us. And she's actually I'll say a kayak pro who has also been to the national championship and, you know, is a hammer herself. So Darren's got a hell of a stick going on there. And then look at there, yours truly in the top 10. I didn't catch him early. I caught him all late, just like I told Jeremy would probably be the pattern. Even though I went through the whole month, it went from 12s to 13s, 13s to 14 and 15s. And then finally, as the spawn started to end, I got on a post-spawns pattern and threw up a bunch of 17-inch fish and then ground out the last, what was that, 3 or 4 days, Jeremy? Yeah. I finally caught a 20, and then I was able to get rid of everything else for a bunch of 18-inch fish. And, you know, had a little comeback myself, you know, to do that. But that was fun. I was mostly doing it for not just this one, but I just wanted to get ahead of Wendell because, you know, he got a head start on me. But that was pretty fun. And then rounding out the top 10 was Jim Handel with 93 inches. And you can see Darren down here in 93. We have, you know, a lot of fishing fan folks in here. You know, Daniel Pierce is known to us. Samet Searcher, our buddy Bobby was in there dropping the hammer down too. And if you look through, you see a lot of names that, you know, Sly Fox is down there in 23rd. Joseph Navoa, our buddy up in northern Indiana, who's the Marine Corps veteran who won one of the kayak giveaways. OAF 5 here in 21st. He didn't get to fish much the last weekend because they had a trip to Disney going on. Our good friend Ryan Rice was in there as well, Josh Lanham. So again, thank you everybody who participated in May. We know we're doing a lot of these up for fun, but we're happy to have all of you out there catching fish, getting in there, and I want to see Caro out in that Jackson bite out there throwing some fish in one of these just to get out there and play with us. And because I don't think I saw Caro's name in there, did I? I know she's doing some catch 22, but I want to see Caro playing in the Knucklehead someday. If you need a catch board, let me know. I'll get you one and send you one. Mike said that they went to Raccoon yesterday, 42 fish and 0 keepers. Yeah, that was about the way it was on my tournament the other day. I caught 3 9-inch fish, and I caught a keeper like after lines out, which is pretty much normal for me during any tournaments that don't run a month long. Just the way it goes sometimes. But I mean, that was a pretty awesome experience. And so again, let's see who all we got in playing in June so far. Yeah, Mr. John Long dropping him down already. He's already got 103. Man, I just want to fish that's like 21 and a half to break my catch PB. Mr. Daniel Pierce is up there dropping him in already. Jim Hamill's back in it. Antoine Hayes has already got 81. He's been fishing the smack out of some tournaments. Our good friend Charles Fox is over there. Mr. John Gittner, who I dropped his new KBF kayak off to this last weekend. See Greg Thomas. We got all kinds of folks in there. But man, it's so awesome though. We have so many great fishing fam members, playing in the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series. If anything, challenge yourself, have some fun. Liz, we're going to be coming down there at some point in time. But we know right now we've already got trips planned to KBF. Jeremy, Matt, and Bobby and I, we're going to be down at Gunnersville back to back. We got to go down. Well, I'll talk about the one in a minute, but obviously we'll be there for in November. So real fast, since we're on KBF, we'll go ahead and switch thoughts for a second. We'll talk about how come I'm not fishing right now because my ass is wore out. And why Jeremy's getting ready to get back out on the water and start putting some more points on the board. So let me jump over to KBF tournaments. We'll move over to the kind of the bigger dog side of things and go back to MAYhem and switch down to Indiana. And Jeremy and I basically ran all over the state for many, 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 many days. Bro, I don't think I've ever fished so much that I could not set the hook on fish. And
my world.
oh my God, dude, my shoulders. I was actually crying to Liz in the chat one night. We were talking about physical fitness and working out and my weight loss program and stuff I'm going. And if you didn't know, I've lost 55 pounds since this time last year when I tried to sink the NAR. I was 344 and I was under 289 last time I tipped the scale. So yeah, down 55. But I was talking about how sore my shoulders were from making so many casts and catching so many fish. And man, all that fishing wore me out. For those who didn't catch on, I busted one of the leaf strings on my trailer. So while I was waiting on parts for like a week and whatnot, I was back to had to take the deck system out of my truck, get a bed extender, and I was loading and unloading that giant ass autopilot every day and truck carrying it for a while. It's funny how fast you get spoiled by having a kayak trailer when you've got a big fishing kayak. So, I mean, that's the one thing about, I know I have that big battle tank, the Cadillac. Boy, it was putting me through a workout, loading it, unloading it, and then I have to completely empty it just to be able to lift it into my truck. And but I wasn't letting nothing get in the way. Jeremy, tell you, I got down a little bit because fishing wasn't what I thought it would be, even though we were really going back through and studying notes and so forth and so on. But it worked out in the end, but the last couple of days, I probably lost maybe 2 more upgrades. But in the end, an inch or two there wouldn't have made up the difference. I would have finished where I did. But what if it was a 20 that I had that I couldn't get a hook into? But I'll keep working at it, getting a little stronger. But let's talk about Jeremy's results here for a minute, because Jeremy held second for quite a bit of the time through the month. So let me pull up his fish. And, I really kind of want to talk about each of these. Everybody that follows Fishing with Gramps has seen his big bass. And Jeremy, tell me about this new PB of yours, at least, no, across the board, it's your new PB. Tell us a little bit about that fish.
Well, actually, it was by far the biggest. Now, I assume you're talking about the smallmouth.
Yes. Yeah. If I can get back to where it was.
Kind of confused me seeing those fish. But anyway, when we first got there, I was waiting on you to get in the water, and I caught a 14-inch.
Yeah.
I thought, man, that's really cool. That's one of the bigger ones I've ever caught. And then when that thing hit, I couldn't believe it. It came out of the water. 3 or 4 times. But I realized I should never have caught that fish, because as it jumped into the net, my line broke. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. And I reached down and I picked up my hook, which had fallen out of its mouth. And I was like, wow, thanks, God.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I realized, holy cow, this is the biggest smallmouth I've ever personally seen.
Yeah.
So for me, that is my PB right there.
And it's funny because we were fishing below the dam where you and I used to fish out of, boat side stuff at the Broad Rebel boat ramp. But I had actually put in at this location, and I was telling you guys, and I was like, dude, this place is pretty legit. It's a little canoe kayak ramp.
Mm-hmm.
It's got decent parking. It was easy for me because, they always, the guys always try to take it, consider, oh, I got to pause first. And everybody's wondering why I'm wearing this hat, because Eddie Rosario dropped a grand slam tonight in the 9th inning to beat the Diamondbacks, come back and take the series. This isn't even the hat that I'm supposed to be wearing. I was just going to open the show with it and jump away. But give a shout out to my boys at Knuklhed. But so Jeremy and I put in down at this place, and the river was really running fast, but we wanted to scope it out more than anything. But yeah, what'd you catch this smallie on, dude? Was it a whopper plopper or chartreuse? Bladed, chatter or spinner bait, all these baits that you're supposed to be able to catch smallies on. The whopper plopper, the Necco, Hellgramite. You hear about all these smallmouth baits.
It could have been.
What did you do to catch this PB smallie?
Well, see, I took a Texas rig blue fleck power worm with a rattle in the egg sac, and I flipped it up by a rock, and she ate it. Yes, I'm still throwing the blue fleck power worm because I have a monster bass, and I'm using their hooks and their sinkers, but because they haven't got me the soft plastics yet.
They're going to be coming out with a new line of that. But yeah, Jeremy was using the Monster Bass tungsten and the hooks that they sent. And you would think, me and Bobby, I'm up there throwing a tube. Bobby's probably throwing a Ned. Jeremy's throwing his same damn thing he throws everywhere.
Now, to be fair, I threw a Ned a lot because I've never fished it.
Yeah.
And I got 8 fish on it, but not a single one of them was a smallmouth or a largemouth.
Yeah, because you were catching all rock bass with those, weren't you?
All rock bass with the Ned. So I was like, forget this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things. You put your bait in the right place at the right time. You just never know.
That's exactly
I thought that was, I was like, are you seriously telling me you were throwing this damn worm?
Yep.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, but that was really funny too. So I mean, it's just one of those things. But yeah, probably a mustad hook from the Monster Bass box, and they're Monster Bass tungsten, which is really good, and it's hard to beat the prices. But yeah, it's Jeremy was doing what he was comfortable with. Did you catch that 14 on the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, testing it out, see if it'd get bit. And it did.
Of course you were. Now, was this before you got your rod repaired?
No, these were all after I got my 2G Loomis repaired.
How old are those 2G Loomis?
Over 25 years old.
Yeah. So
And
Jeremy, with all the different modern rods and stuff that I've handed him to play with and test and this and that, still has what, a couple of your Loomis from back when you were guiding on fork days.
I have two that could be repaired. Yep.
Yeah.
And they are back.
So, I mean, when we say repaired, he just needed to get some guides replaced on them.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really funny. I mean, it's Mike. I've actually got video because I was there when we took it, so it was kind of funny. But you would believe, and like he said, the bait came out, the hook broke off. He just had a bad knot, and he just happened to catch. I mean, he just laid the smack down on him. And then moving on to your next one, I guess I could have done it this way. Let's see, where's Jeremy at? You could, and of course this one hurts, bro. It hurts. 5 May, my birthday, 6/12. Like what, an hour after I left to go eat dinner with Dad and my bride, and then you drop a 20 on my ass at Lake Lemon.
Yep, fishing a new spot. Interesting thing about that one, I flipped up by this little stick up, a little twig. And as soon as she hit, I knew because she was wrapping me.
Yeah.
And so I was fighting her and pedaling to get up there. And I reached down in the water and I actually had to grab the limb, pull it up into the boat, pull her into the boat as my line broke again. I'm like, what's going on with this? I knew it was from the rubbing on the big limb.
Yep.
That limb was so big, I almost flipped my kayak just trying to get her in the boat. So I was grateful to have another 7-inch blue fleck power worm fish in the boat.
That is just absolutely insane. So 2 20-inch bass in 1 month, which was amazing. And then you followed that up. I mean, if you think about it, where I caught all my fish late, you kind of really got onto all yours early.
I was catching, 17s, 18s. I just couldn't find an upgrade, and I fished for like a week and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And caught probably 120 fish and no upgrades. I just could not find the little bit bigger quality fish.
Yeah. And it was really strange for me too, because I was almost getting panicky because I was kind of the same way. I mean, I have my little honey holes that, I kind of expected to go pull stuff out of, but I mean, it seemed like I was sitting on 12 to 15-inch fish forever. And then
I didn't realize I was kind of pissing everybody off because I was bitching about 17s.
Yeah.
And they were all like, I wish I had a 17. So it kind of took me back to realize that, we're looking for extra large fish in these tournaments. And yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the separation now, TJ, I mean, dude smoked him, and we know he lives down in Bluegrass, and that's his honey hole. And he can probably call his pets, and they come swimming to him when he needs them. And it takes some work. I mean, to put up what he did here in Indiana. But I mean, the battle that Jeremy and these the second through fifth place. I mean, there wasn't a lot of separation in them. I mean, it was, Rusty is an out of towner. He's a major league fishing pro who's he teaches out at Atterbury and comes up here TDY a couple times a year to work at Atterbury at the sniper course. And he dropped 320s in there. But I mean, Jeremy, Brant, Rusty, and Matt, I mean, throughout the whole month, they were swapping second through fifth like crazy. And they were definitely fishing a level higher than me and the guys on the bottom half. because we were duking it out. And, Merlin was messaging me, he's like, I fished till 9 o'clock tonight and I just couldn't get one more bite to pass you. It's just, but that's that level of competition. We were doing it too, but I'm happy to say that I was able to crawl into the top 10. And, you look at when I caught all of my upgrades, every single one of these were within the last couple of days. I guess I don't have the view up that actually kind of shows the dates, but I upgraded all my fish that final weekend, and I was so wore out that I actually just went to work on Wednesday and was like, I can't do anymore. Grand came home Sunday from Denmark. I took that day off. I went one more time out Monday, couldn't get another upgrade. I did most of my damage on Friday and Saturday. And after I caught that 20, I replaced every fish I had. All the 18s came on in 2 days worth of work, being on the water like 15 hours. And, so I had to pull my own to crawl up in the top 10. Boy, I was happy to get there. I'll tell you that. But the good news is we look at our Freedom Squad members. Bobby Smith got onto some fish, got in, and you had to be in the upper half. The 19th was the cutoff. And there's our good friend OEF5 who had enough to stay in it, even though he was gone the final weekend for the most part, going down to Disney on a family vacation. So all of Freedom Squad has now qualified to go to the Kayak Bass Fishing State Challenge Series Championship. That's down in Guntersville in October. And then even though Jeremy and I were already qualified for the national championship based on our top 100 finish last season at the championship, we all four qualified for the KBF National Championship going back on down at Wheeler and Guntersville in the spring. So Jeremy and I, we're going to get pretty good at Wheeler and Guntersville between going down there in October for one championship, going back down there in November for the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series Hero Cup, and then being back down there again in the spring for the national championship. And I get the feeling we might be making a road trip or two somewhere in between all of those to go familiarize ourselves. But Freedom Squad is all in it. We're looking forward to it. We can't wait. It's going to be pretty awesome. And man, what an incredible, and honestly, I told Jeremy, I said, I'm going to be shooting some videos here before too long, because as you guys are well aware, Fishing Fam, Gramps ain't put out many videos at all. They put almost none out in May. I think the two that went out in May were the ones that Jeremy actually did for Do It Molds, and that was it. We didn't do any lives. We didn't do any videos, but we're going to be Jeremy and I are going to be working on the Two Brothers Fishing channel, and that's going to be pure fishing. And I want you to think about what this is going to be, folks. So you're going to have to be patient for when this comes, because Jeremy and I truly want this to be, it's Two Brothers Outdoors. So we're going to be fishing, we're going to be camping, but we want to make these, in the style of, say, John B. So we want these to be adventure videos. It's not reviews. It's not talking about products. It's two brothers fishing or camping or spending time with friends, being outside. It's going to be the John B style fishing / outdoors videos. What do you think about that, bro? Does that sound fun to you?
That sounds like a good time. I mean, I think about some of our adventures already, and the things we've talked about that we're going to do. Yep. I think it'll be a cool ride, and it gets me out of the house, so.
Yeah, I mean, these will be when you see us going on the Freedom Squad, adventures down south, or, having get-togethers. You'll see stuff with us. You'll see Gunner and Bullet in some episodes, stuff like that too. So Jeremy and I have a wish list of places that, that we used to fish when we were kids. We're going to go back and revisit as adults. We've got several places that we used to go fish when we were little, and we want to take the kayaks or the boats back to these kind of places and bring those to you guys. Grand's walking in. What? My puppy dog and Jeremy's puppy dog will be on.
Jeremy can do what he
They're literally in our logo. I mean, we're not getting around it.
Not their faces.
Oh, good Lord. So
Is
you know, Grand.
Hey, is she volunteering to watch Bullet when I need her to?
Yeah, she probably would. Yeah, it'd be fun to get them two together. Watching you can watch Gunner and Bullet at the same time. Days that you telework. Cairo's yelling, "Hey, Gran!" Yeah, for everybody who doesn't know, Gran just got back from Denmark, where she in Sweden. Sweden. She said she ate her way across the country, doing like 15 to 18,000 steps a day with her aunts and cousins, which are her basically mom and sister. But they were in Marstal and some other places and had a great time. And like me, she is still in recovery mode. So we're just laying around and being completely lazy this weekend. But I'm glad, if anything, that the internet has decided to stay up and work for a bit. But yeah, so Jeremy and I are going to be working on some of the Two Brothers fishing stuff on the Fishing with Gramps side. Jeremy's going to be bringing you guys some do it molds bait making videos. I am going to start the beginner kayak bass fishing series, where yes, I will start with Sly Fox says you need to show your face on here. We're going to get Grant on live one of these nights. You know, I said that someday me, her, Bass Geek, and his wife are going to do a live together, because that would just be the most awesomest show ever. And I know Hank is all about it too, and his wife is just a sweetheart as well. Yeah, Elise said she'll bring the wine, but by her government name. That's what she said. You call me by my government name.
You know where you're sleeping tonight?
I'm dead asleep. That's where I'm. In the garage. I got that Old Town. I spent 15 hours a day in it, and I can probably spend 8 a night in it. So you know how that goes. But yeah. So anyway, we're going to start the beginner kayak series. Jeremy's going to continue the bait making series and bring you guys some content there as he is playing with the do it molds bait making stuff. I'm going to start with the beginner kayak series. And yes, I have a paddle kayak, and we're going to start with the beginning, what I look for when I shop, you know, and just giving you, you know, sharing with you the things that I've learned and experienced over the last, 10 years we've been in kayaks, Jeremy. So, you know, things have changed a lot since we started in kayaks. But again, we think we have enough information to share with everybody so that you can perhaps learn, you can learn without making some of the mistakes we did, or learn from some of the things that we have, and we'll share kind of, our experiences going through. I'll start with the paddle. I'll probably do a video with Jeremy into pedal. And I'm going to do this literally paddle, pedal, power, kind of like the Old Town motto, but, covering the 3 different types of kayaks we have out there. And don't think it's going to be an Old Town commercial. Jeremy and I fished in other kayaks long before we jumped into Old Town. So we'll talk about our experiences and, adventures along the way. Many of you saw those adventures some last summer when I was in another. But, it's always fun to be able to do these kind of things. But, I think we've got some stuff to share too. And I think there's going to be a lot more people. Looking into getting into kayaks, and obviously we want to be there to help guide and offer advice and opinions along the way. Got some more rod and reel stuff to review. Graham is keeping me pretty busy there, playing with all kinds of different stuff, so we'll continue with that on the Fishing with Gramps side. But when it comes to pure fishing, if you're into we know what we want to do, and so that's where we're going to go. Man, Jeremy, the internet stayed up the whole time. I think I'm feeling pretty good right now.
And I forgot to tell you, I went ahead and posted that video of the baits that I made that I'm going to use tomorrow.
Oh, sweet!
That's up on my channel. So if you want to know what I'm going to be fishing with tomorrow, go check it out.
All right, we'll find that video and link it in the community tab on Fishing with Gramps. If you haven't subscribed to Jeremy's channel or our new, currently empty, Two Brothers Outdoors channel. Yeah, we changed the name because we don't want to just start with, we don't want to just loop it into fishing. We want to get out and do camping, and we want to do kind of the stuff that we did with our dad and our grandpas when we were kids. So we want to open it up to more, not just, it's going to be a lot of fishing. And you know, but we're gonna mix it up too. So any Freedom Squad events we're gonna cover, we'll put in those and things like that too. But yes. Don't forget, if you have not joined up in the June Knucklehead, feel free to sign up. Again, it's only $15. Put up 5 fish. Learn how it works if you fish from the bank or a kayak. I really want to see Cairo in there. I didn't see her comment anything. But
Something about golfing. Something about golfing.
Well, I mean, I get it. And I'm love seeing the fact that she's in Catch 22 as well. But you know, I want to see her in there because I'd love to see her come out and visit us on Veterans Day in Gunnersville. But we know everybody can't drive down there and do all that too, so we know that's also a part of it. But the reason why I want your $15 donation, to be honest, is so that I can give you something and you can win something just like Ralph did, just like John Gittner won the $100 American Legacy gift card. So Jeremy asked me, what are we giving away for the June Knucklehead Bass Fishing Challenge? What could we be giving away?
What are we giving away?
Well, I'm glad you asked, bro. Thanks to our good friend and partner, Tom, over at Lose and Strike King. Tom said, he was like, well, we could give away this reel. And I was like, you know what? The reel is nice. I love the idea of the reel, but Knucklehead is also part of, you know, some of that money's going to charity for veterans and things like that. So I think it would be more appropriate if we gave away a rod and a reel. Perhaps the new Lose Tier 1 rod and reel. And they're not doing combos this year. They're doing them separate. But Tom said the winner can pick whichever tier 1 reel they want, spinning or bait casting, and pair it up with whichever tier 1 reel or rod that they want. So if you want to put together a spinning combo because that's your thing, then you're going to be able to put together the new Lose Tier 1, which is really kind of cool because these are used by, oh, Jeremy, I can't think of his name. The retired Sergeant Major, who is the Bass Pro, who's also sponsored by Black Rifle Company, but who was also the brand ambassador for the American Hero program at Lose. So you will get a rod and reel combo that you get to choose. You'll tell me what models you want, and Tom will shoot those to your house from Lose directly. And I can't thank Tom enough. It was awesome running into him at well, we didn't run into him. We had meetings with him at the Bassmaster Classic. That was purpose. Mike, I will drop the link to Jeremy's channel in the description below after this. I think if you just search Jeremy Hickman and look for his icon with the, did you change the icon to your yak thing, or is it still your, like the one that matches here on the screen?
I don't remember. It's either my yak or I think it's that picture of a fish release. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna post the link in the chat just because I got to know. Oh, yep, it is your. Oh yeah, it's just at Jeremy Hickman. We kept it simple when we set that up. I forgot. Right. I'll go ahead and paste that in there, and then let's go ahead and do the. Grab one more while we were there. I don't think our new one's shown up yet. Oh, I did it in Google, not YouTube. But I'll link all that again in the community tabs. But that's Jeremy's link if you haven't subscribed to his channel yet. And then Two Brothers Outdoors will be the new one. Yeah, that's right. The number 2. So there's another Two Brothers Outdoors, and that's TWO. And they're they're woodworking guys. So yeah, so just so there's not any confusion. Let me go ahead and find our new channel, and I will go ahead and shamelessly plug our future channel if it shows up. No, it's youtube.com at Two Brothers Fishing. No, I said fishing, didn't I? Brain dead. See, I'm still tired. I'm still wore out from last. There it is. So here is the link to the other one. And if you would, please go ahead and subscribe to both. And again, we'll be dropping content there as well. So those are the two channels that we're going to be working on. But man, I feel like we've been going for 44 minutes. I feel like we have to do a giveaway since we've got 31 people in here, shouldn't we?
I think we should.
I don't know what we're going to give away yet, but we'll come up with something. We always do. Let's see. StreamYard. You know what? I'm actually going to do another series, and this will probably go into some of what I talk about in the beginner kayak fishing series, because I carry too much shit. And I ain't kidding. When I realized this, when I was having to load and unload my bait boxes, that I'm carrying far too much stuff with me. I need a giveaway tool. That's what I need. I'm carrying far too much stuff with me when I'm going out, and sometimes that leads to the over necessity of wanting to tie on new baits every 5 minutes, because and then sometimes I think I carry too many colors too. And so I'm actually going to start paring stuff down. So some of the giveaways I'm going to do, I'm going to start limiting it to kind of what I know I'm going to take out with me. Now I will leave tons of baits and stuff in my truck if I need to go back and get it. But I definitely, Brown Bait Co. He sent me doing something. I'm still waiting for you to send me something there, homie. Don't think I wasn't paying attention last night when you were on. You keep telling me about. So I had another funny thing too. I was holding this guy's John Gittner one kayak, and I brought it back up to him from the headquarters, and the poor dude's been working so much, he never got a chance to get with me. And I finally hooked up with him this weekend because I was like, bro, I need to bring you your kayak. I got my trailer repaired. I said, but I got a dead spot in my yard where thing's been sitting with my cover on it. So I take him and I get him his kayak, and he's like, oh, I got payment for you. I got your storage payment for your kayak. And the dude hands me, thanks, John. I appreciate you, bro. He hands me two of the new color mag drafts. And I sent Jeremy a picture. And I was like, bro, look at this. So I felt obligated to throw the mag draft out in the deeper water when I was trying to catch a fish in the tournament the other day. Didn't work, but I appreciate the thoughts and efforts, because normally I'm the one giving stuff away. And he thought enough about me to hand me a couple mag drafts and said, these will work in here at some point in time. So, I mean, yeah, there are big tanks in the lake that we were fishing into. So that was pretty cool. Oh, let's see. We're just going to have to go ahead and make I don't want to type that in just because somebody will mess it up, and I don't want anybody to miss their chance. I was going to use Knucklehead, but we're just going to make it hashtag. What am I doing? I'll just show it. Settings. No, not settings. I'm getting ready to dump the whole stream because I forgot how to do a live. Share. Chrome tab, giveaway tool. Boom. We're going to make this super complicated. Jeremy, have you had any more chances to make any more chatter Gramps yet, or are you still in your testing phase?
Oh, no, they actually work really, really well.
I think I might have to get an extra one of those from you, and we'll put that in the giveaway box.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a lot of those very soon. I've got several done.
Okay, good. But yeah, I put it in a box, and then I left the box in my truck and then went and fished, and still haven't thrown that yet. But I'm actually going to do that too, because the one you gave me in stained water is going to be a champ. And I
was actually really surprised. It's like other people do it too, but I was surprised how good it actually runs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like I haven't got to fish this month, so yeah, I'm not doing nothing.
So Jeremy, yeah, and you should do a short on just doing like a review on it. Show the hand tied skirt, the trailers that you poured. I mean, it's all, everything you did. It's it's pretty awesome. It's funny. I bought all the parts and just never had time for it, but thank goodness I got somebody who did. And then you've been taking to that like crazy, so that is awesome.
Yeah, and I'll really be doing a lot more videos now that I'm starting to understand what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean it's a learning curve, so trust me, it's 100%. You know, and these guys all know you're brand new to it too, and will support you all along the way too. And yeah, Jeremy saw the tubes, and I guess I'll go ahead and announce this since we got, the live is actually working. I'm picking up a new channel partner. And I'm gonna put this to Mike Brock first. Mike, do you know? And the reason why I'm doing this is Mike is an Indiana angler, fishes tournaments, and has been fishing tournaments forever. Mike, do you know any bait companies from Indiana that are located down in Tell City that might be somehow connected to Bassmaster Classic angler Terry McWilliams? I'll see if he can name who our new channel partner is going to be. Because I happen to love some of their products. Oh, I love some of their products. It's not related to a jackhammer. It's a bait that is near and dear to my heart. That's not a Senko. Mike says it's a secret. 100% Secret Lures. We're going to be channel partnering up with Secret Lures out of Tell City, Indiana. I have been throwing stupid tubes from Secret Lures for quite some time. But I'm going to do a series on the stupid tube because I love it so much. Yeah, Kara knew it was a tube or a jackhammer. But yeah, they reached out to me when Secret actually started being carried by American Legacy Fishing. Obviously, I grabbed them as soon as they came in when I was down there. I was glad to see the American Legacy start carrying their stuff. And of course, I started posting some Instagram content around the Secret Lures, especially their tubes. They're super soft yet durable. They just catch the smack out of fish. But I'm going to be going through, yeah, definitely not a frog. But what I'm holding up right now, this is like a sampler of their tubes and their jig heads and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to go through and talk about all this too. But I did get, samples of several of their, of course, my favorites. And I know it's hard to see because I've still got the thing up, but I'll go ahead and bump this over here for now. But, Jeremy knows I like to take these and dip them in chartreuse, but they actually make them with the chartreuse tails. And then they got some, like, imagine what that's going to be like on the river, bro. And then they've had something new come out that I hadn't even been paying attention to, but it's like a crawl tube. And this thing is going to be, you can't really see it in here. Let me.
Do they have it in blue fleck?
See if I can get it in the. Do you see your blue in that, homie?
Oh, yeah. You may have to let me try one of those, bro.
Yeah, I told you I'm gonna put you a bag so you can play with these too. Are they connected with Lucky Bait on Tackle? I don't know. I don't shop many other places. If I have to shop someplace that's not American Legacy, it's Omnia. I don't really deal with the warehouse out in the tackle land because they're so freaking slow. I don't have weeks to wait for baits. I'll either get it from American Legacy, mostly obviously rods and reels. If there's a bait that I need that's not at American Legacy, I shop at Omnia. I mean, I'm just gonna be fair there. Minnesotan company that's just that much closer. But I don't really deal with the warehouse of tackle. But yeah, so it's they're standalone. That's what I thought. But yeah, so I mean, I love talking to the guys over at Secret. So we'll be talking about yes, and as Liz says, it's Liz. And to be fair, I knew that because I've met her. We had coffee and sat there and BS down in Florida for a couple hours and had an awesome time because it was 29 degrees and we wanted to go fish. But but yeah, so Secret Lures is going to be coming on board, and obviously you can get your Secret Lures at a discount at American Legacy with the code Gramps10. But I'm also working out to get a discount code from Secret if you order from them directly for 15% off, I think is what it's going to be. So just so you guys know that if you're doing your shopping and you want to check out the Stupid Tubes, they also have Stupid Tube heads. Jeremy and I make our own with the Do It molds because my biggest thing is they make and they're hard to find. I like the Stupid Tube heads with the lightest weight, but the 5/0 Gamakatsu 60-degree bend EWG hooks. And Gamakatsu, I think, stopped making those. So I'm going to have to find a source on eBay or somewhere. Not that there's anything wrong with the 4/0. I just love the 5/0 hooks. I made a ton of those before I gave all the molds to Jeremy. But I need to find more hooks for us to be able to make more if I run out. But, Stupid Tube or Secret makes, they have some ledge heads, which are really interesting. And it's a different fall for fishing those tubes. But I actually got some of those. And 2 or 3 of the 18s that I caught in my MAYhem upgrades were on those ledge heads and the Stupid Tube. The one bag of Stupid Tubes that I bought that I got from Graham when I was down there. So yeah, we'll talk on that. JT, work on something for 1,000 at a time. I'll participate. I'm gonna see what I can find because with Jeremy making the baits and whatnot too, I definitely want to try to find those 5/0 hooks too. So, but there's another little channel announcement, and hey, bro, we actually made it a whole hour, and the internet stayed up. Shockingly
I was
enough.
gonna say you just blacked out for a minute there, and then you came back.
Yeah. Josh wants to know if I'm familiar with the Nicholson Valley store they carry. I'm not, just because I don't shop in a whole lot of different. I like the big dummy tubes. For me, the bigger the tube, the better. I'll fish them on a bait caster and I'll skip them. I'll skip them everywhere. I will skip a Senko because I carry a wacky rig Senko. I carry a weightless Texas rig Senko, and I carry a Stupid Tube on a bait caster, especially during the spawn time when they're just beating up on the banks and you have to skip those baits right up there. I mean, next to everything to get bit. Now that, June is here and they're starting to go, they'll do their split. The ones that are going to go shallow will go shallow. The ones that are going to go deep are going to go start hitting those, points. If you watch Fish the Moment and you fish out of a boat or a kayak, the video he put out today does a really good job of talking about how they stage and then split. And then kind of where to look for them on some of the ledges. But yeah, like Mike said, skipping pontoons, docks. I love skipping everything, but it just, it takes practice. I'm actually going to do a video on skipping. I've got I finished up one rod and reel review video, which I won't talk about yet because that video will be coming out soon. And then Graham actually sent me home with a spinning combo for doing the spinning side of fishing Stupid Tubes. So, look forward to a series on that too, because realistically, tubes are still sleepers to a lot of people. I was talking to Rick at Monster Bass and tell him I'll do a master class on it. And he's like, oh, do people outside of the Midwest fish those? And I said, if they don't, they're stupid. But, it's just one of those things. It's like the Ned that came out of the Midwest. The tube has been kind of put to bed and then not really, known about, by a lot of people. So I'm definitely going to bring that back. But, I learned about it from Terry McWilliams, back when he went to the Classic. There was another guy I can't think of that basically used a tube to go to the Classic a few years after that. But it's kind of like known amongst some legends down here. And then a lot of the folks up north know about them because they use them a lot for, fishing smallies. But, tubes caught me my first 20-inch bass on a catch board down at Patoka a couple years ago. Any thoughts on the coffee tubes? Yep, they're really good too. I just, for me, I like the bigger, what do they call it, Jeremy? Hand dipped? Because Jeremy used to make these back in the day too.
Yeah,
and,
they're by hand or like the candle method.
Yep. Yep, dipping the candle in the wax, and then you happen to trim, because I was telling Jeremy about some of the molds that we had where it poured, and it's the
I had
things
to,
are already done for you. Yeah, Liz,
I
they're
had to figure
girthier.
out how that worked because it didn't look like anything I'd ever,
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it. But if I had about 10 more of the same one, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Matt McCoy, that's right. Thanks, Mike. But yeah, so for the guys that for the guys that fish smallies a lot, know a lot about the tubes. But I mean, tubes can catch fish because sometimes it's just like right now the spinnerbait's starting to come back into play, and people are starting to put the chatterbaits down because the fish, this generation of fish, are now educated to chatterbaits and jackhammers. So we changed it on them by coming out with the stealth blade, and then we changed it on them a little bit again by coming out with the mini mags. But if you start fishing a spinnerbait more now than within places that are typically getting beat up by chatterbaits, as I did on the last day at the national championship, that gave me that one fish I had to have. It's just one of those things. So yes, fish are educated, and not generationally, but if we start throwing baits that this generation of fish haven't seen, it's like having a new bait again. So it's kind of cool. T Mac brought it back from Minnesota after a club national championship. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I mean, because the guys up north throw tubes, for smallies. So, but I actually found a cool episode that Terry did on the river with a couple of guys really talking about the stupid tubes too. And it's just, but yeah, for those of you guys down south, if you're not fishing tubes yet, it's a great option to start throwing, because you're literally be showing, the fish down there something they probably haven't seen before. And the reason why I love the stupid tube over, say, a Texas rig or a traditional way of doing it is with the lightest weight head in it. When I skip it in where I want it to go, I let it fall. And if it doesn't get bit, when I pop it up off the bottom and start bringing it back, I'll give it a twitch. And if you watch it, if you drop it in shallow water and just twitch it, it will literally dart like a bluegill. I mean, or like a bait fish, and you can make it look like something swimming. And the cool thing is, and I didn't know this for the longest time, I would always take every little tentacle and take it apart. And then somebody told me, he's like, man, you don't really have to do that. The whole point of those tentacles is to look like the back fin of a fish. So the fact that they're all thinner and lighter, even whether they're together or separated or not, because they're separate, thickness or size from the body, it's like Mike just said, it's like walking the dog under the water. But the tentacles, they're thinner from the body, so they have their own wave pattern. And when I start doing this class on them, I'll actually show that, so that what I mean when I say that. But I love the fact that you can skip them. It's funny, people talk about putting tubes on the back of chatterbaits, and I think some people do that so that they can skip a chatterbait, into different places as well, and kind of get that same kind of motion. I can do that with using a creature bait when I'm skipping jackhammers and things like that too. But we're gonna really get into talking about tubes and stuff as well, man. But yep, all right, we're already after 9 o'clock. Suppose I should do this giveaway.
Only thing I can skip is a rope.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah, but heavy cover grass, I mean, you can do. Yep, Gators Adventures Outdoors says he's been doing really good with the tubes lately. X Zone, Strike King, and Bass Pro, all brands that I'm fishing, have all different characteristics. Yeah, and my favorite ones, along with the Secret, have been the Snack Daddy, and because they were the biggest ones I could find as well, and they have a color that I really liked, and I bought a pack of like 150 of them, I think, at one time, but. Oh man, yes. I think we'll have to put together. Yeah, I'll put together a pretty cool bait package of all kinds of different stuff. I think I've already got a box prepared for this next giveaway. So we will go ahead and do this drawing and let you guys get out of here. And I got to get back to work tomorrow, man.
I'm going
So our
to
tonight's winner is Andy Leonard. Andy, if you would email me at fishingwithgramps@gmail.com. I will email you back and give you some instructions. You're going to drop a comment on YouTube and do a couple things. And that way I can verify who you are. Once we go through that, I will get your address and get a package out to you. But congratulations once again. That is so awesome. Yeah, Liz, did you see your name go? Tubes in the bait package. We might have to do some. Whose name did I see say that? Joan Dungeon the Fish. I'm going to tell you guys, too, if you're in Indiana and you're into kayaks, Sam, help me out. Who's your kayak bassin? I always get the damn name wrong. Sam Jones does a phenomenal job of doing all of the tournament recaps in Indiana almost every week. I think he tries to get them out weekly, but he's in several different business ventures as well. But be sure to check out Who's Your Kayak Bassin. Am I getting that right, Jeremy? I never get it right. I'm gonna look it up just because I gotta.
I was gonna say I'm thinking about fishing right now, bro. I can't think.
Gotta be Who's Your Kayak Bassin. Yep, that's what it is. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy this because you guys have got to. If you're in Indiana, you're in the kayak tournaments, and you're not following that page right there, you're missing out. He will tell you everything that's going on. It's just a great page. And he is also the one who puts on the Turkey Bowl each year so that we can raise food and other monies for those in need around the holidays. Jeremy, I won't say the router's fixed, but it's going good enough. The router, the modem I got is good, but Comcast is actually working on the grid around the area too. So it's one of those things. I saw Benedetto was in the house. Excellent. And thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We're going to come back and start doing lives again now that MAYhem is over and things are settling down. We are going to be working with the boys to put together a Freedom Squad get together at some point in this summer. We're going to aim for July or August, I think. It's going to be somewhere around the Indianapolis area. I'm going to get the Freedom Squad crew together, but I want to get a date and a place together so that those of you who want to come hang out with us and fish, fellowship, picnic, we're just going to we just want to have a Freedom Squad get together to get the first one going and get some folks come in and saying hi. Yeah, Mike, I know there was a kayak tourney. That's our grubby guys. But again, we're going to do a Freedom Squad get together somewhere in June or July or August or September. I mean, we're going to try. We know we got to get this done sometime so we can at least have our first one and then build from there. But stay tuned. It'll be on all the socials when we start doing it. But those that are anywhere in the Midwest or within driving distance, it's something we want to do, and we want to at least get one going too. If anything, just get a bunch of anglers together and have a good time and shoot the breeze with each other for a day, because it's funny too. Yeah, the motorized yaks are pretty fast, Mike. But thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Congrats again to Liz for winning her slot on Team Gramps. Congrats again to Ralph for winning the 23 amp hour battery. Again, even if you don't want to fish, join the Team Gramps Bass Fishing Series Challenge in June and try to win. You give yourself a chance to win the Lose Tier 1 rod and reel combo. And at the end of the season, I'm doing the drawing for the Old Town Fishing Kayak for everybody who participated in any month. And each month that you participate gets you one entry for that fishing kayak from Old Town, shipped from Old Town to your house. So make sure you get signed up. AAA just put out a video about how fast the Cadillac is. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I'll be doing some more advanced videos. I know they spent some the boys over at Burley Fishing spent some time in some kayaks. Did a really good kayak roundup. I know Sam just got him an autopilot, so I know he's excited to get out in his. And I'll be doing some advanced rigging techniques and stuff videos as we progress through our beginner kayak bass fishing series. Bro, how you feeling, dude?
I'm just ready to go fishing.
I know. 5th place in the monthly, bro. You were knocking at the door. You just needed one more good bite, but you put yourself in there.
Yeah.
Mike, how do you get entered? Go to Kayak Bass Fishing. You know what? I'm going to post the link right here.
Yep.
And I almost shut the whole damn stream down trying to do it. What am I doing? I have the Fishing Chaos link saved. I'm going to post this in the chat real quick so anybody can sign up. Trail Club, KBF, tournaments. Knucklehead. Just go to that link right there and scroll down. And when you see the register button, just pick Team Gramps June or July. It's a $15 entry fee. And, we've had several boaters who don't even, upload fish. But it, just gives you basically your lottery ticket for the chance to win the rod and reel combo. What we're giving away in July is the Dakota Lithium Power Box 10, which is very handy. Jeremy has one of these. I now have one of these, and they're awesome. And you can use it for power and electronics, charging your phones and cameras, and running all your stuff too. There it is,
all charged up and ready to go for tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what we'll be giving away in July. But again, thank you everybody. Is it one entry for each month or one entry for the year? So there's 4 months that we're doing this. There's 2 months left. So if you want to sign up for June and July, that'll get you 2 entries. There's also an option where you can sign up for all 4 that's still available, even though the 2 months, but you actually save $5 if you want to do all those. And remember, this is actually also a donation for for the veterans charity or whatever charity each of the YouTuber is fishing for. I know like Alex Rudd is fishing. His stuff is going to a cancer foundation. Cancer foundation. I bet Paul and Jeff over at Aggressively Average Anglers are supporting their autism charity. And Chad, obviously Heroes on the Water. And everybody's got their own various ones too. But then a lot of it also comes back into the prizes that we're giving out to the anglers as well. So enough promoting and pitching all of that. Thank you everybody for popping in. I'm glad the stream actually stayed up and worked the whole time. This has been awesome. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. And yeah, now it's time for me to get back to editing videos and get some content out for y'all because I got to give you something to watch.
You do that,
all right, bro.
Fishing.
You ready? You ready to go fishing?
I'm ready to go fishing.
All right, man. Make sure you find Jeremy and follow him on Instagram as well. I try to tag him as often as possible. But thanks everybody for coming and hanging out tonight. Till next time, get outside when you can and make some memories. One cast at a time.